Hey humans, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a short about me video just so you have a little background on why this channel is the way it's going to be. I'm going to give you a little background about me. And yeah, let's get started. So first, I did mention in my first video, my intro video, that this channel might be a little bit different from what you're used to because I, as a person, as an individual, I don't subscribe to most anything that humans have socially constructed about mostly human bodies, but also non-human animal bodies and also the world around us. So for example, I don't go along with gender, sex, race, ethnicity, sexuality, age. So a lot of that has to do with what humans think we physically embody, thus we have to embody within ourselves. But we really can't escape social constructionism, so a lot of what we believe, like we're women, we're men, black, we're even nationalities, those are all socially constructed. So without someone telling you you're a girl, you're gonna be a girl, that's who you are, most of us go along with it. Some of us that don't, that go to the opposite end of the binary, it's because of who we're around too. Like we see females, we see males, and that's really the only options that society gives to us. Whichever one we choose, we pick because it's around us. It's what we see as the options, whether it's someone we're told we are or not. When it comes to age, basically, you know, all those things that humans say that, oh, you're too young for this, or oh, I'm too old for that, I can't wear that. That's total human shit. Most of the world does not have to do with our physical body. It has to do with our individual personalities, our interests, our goals in life, what we do as a career, what you study, volunteer work, all of that. That's who we are because that's what we choose to do with our lives. That's not something we're told you can't change. And I mean, sex too is socially constructed. You can think that, oh, it's biology, this and this. With race and ethnicity, I've always had a mixed, I guess, background, lots of languages and stuff like that, which I will get into. To me, I mean, I feel like a global citizen. It's still all land. I mean, culture is one thing, and I think we should be able to share culture and pick and choose from what we think we would personally find value in. As long as we understand each other, I think, you know, why not? Why not be, as individuals, the most that we can be and share that amongst each other, you know? So when it comes to sexuality, when I include that into, I don't subscribe to as a social construction, I don't plan on ever really defining it, and I don't have time for that. I don't care. Right now I'm in one place, and you know, maybe in the future I'll be in a slightly different place. I might do a separate video on that. So a little bit of background on my, I guess, cultural, where I stand and everything. So I do currently live in the USA, but I'm originally from Milan, Italy, but I lived in Belgium before moving here in Mol, which is in the north, close to the Netherlands. So my first native language is technically Italian, even though I was in the English section in my school in Belgium, and we speak half Italian and half English at home most of the time, so my English got way better within the 3 years that I moved out of Italy to Belgium. So even though I've spoken Italian technically longer, and when we were in Italy, I basically only spoke Italian. I actually used to translate apparently between my family members because I thought like one of them didn't speak Italian and the other one didn't speak English or something, but obviously that was not the case. My third language is Dutch, I guess Flemish Dutch from Belgium, because I mean I lived in Belgium, so I know Dutch for that reason. And then my fourth language, which ironically was my second language in my school, so I did like half of my courses in French. And my fifth language is Spanish, and Spanish I started learning 8 years after I started learning French. I started learning French within the 3 years after we moved to Belgium, because that's when I started primary school. So I now was in the Dutch section in kindergarten for most of the time. So I'll definitely do a languages video, and I'd definitely love to make some videos in one of those languages. And also I am trying to officially learn Deutsch. The reason I say Deutsch is because German has the word man in it, and I know you're like, oh, whatever, probably, but that's not necessary. So I learn Deutsch and Portuguese because they are similar to the other ones. Dutch and Deutsch are quite similar, and Portuguese and Spanish are kind of close too, so I think it would be a logical next step. And I would love to one day learn Mandarin Chinese. I think that's maybe a little bit of a stretch because it's so different from my mainly European languages, but you know, maybe someday. Also, I do have 2 passports, an Italian one, so I'm an EU citizen, and I have a South African one as well, because half of my family, and when I say family, I mean the 2 people I've always known, which I think you can guess what most humans would call them, but since we are kind of on an equal standing right now, and I just view them as my family, I call them by their first names they choose to go by. I don't necessarily think it's appropriate to use wording that sets up a hierarchy of like child and, you know, parent and stuff like that, or guardian. So yeah, my family, half of them are originally from South Africa, and then they moved to Italy, so that's why I have a South African passport. I didn't ever live there. Maybe someday I'd like to. So number 2, I am vegan. I've been vegan since last summer, and that includes food, so I follow a vegan diet. And by the way, the word vegan is the one that's been socially recognized as not including any non-human animal products. I do a lot of different cooking and stuff like that, especially when I have holidays, so I will definitely be doing some videos on that. Along with that, I don't use cosmetics that are not vegan and cruelty-free. I'm not going to use anything that has like honey in it, for example. A lot of the products I do have right now, I've had for a while. Certain items that aren't cruelty-free or vegan, so I do apologize if you see that and I am like using it as if I support it. By no means do I mean that. I'm just using it up, and if I can, I'll give you an alternative. But along with that, I mean, I haven't really bought clothing in a while. I used to work in retail for a little bit. I haven't really been back because it's not really a company I would support anymore, because they do sweatshops, and I know equal pay isn't really there yet, so I worked at a company that you'll probably notice I have a lot of products from them, not necessarily because I want to, but and I think they're like exceptional, but because ciao. Dove vai? Non andare via. Milo, vieni, vieni, su. Vieni qua, vieni, vicino. Vicino. Vieni, vieni qui. Vieni qui, vieni. Oh, look who's here. I have a collab with Milo, and I will do a separate video on Milo. I don't need to include it in this one, but why don't you just sit there with me, eh? Oof. Sto facendo un video per YouTube. Speaking of cosmetics, all the stuff I have right now is mostly like supermarket, affordable, drugstore, high street makeup, just because I'm definitely one of those people right now that prefers to have more things that are of really good quality versus like one thing of, I guess, great or even just good quality. I don't necessarily think that high-end makeup is always better than affordable ones, so that's kind of more of the videos you can expect right now. I have gotten like samples in subscription boxes, and if I really want something, I'll probably go online and get it from like eBay or somewhere else rather than going to like Sephora over here or something. So when it comes to my, I guess, fashion style, I wear what I want. I always liked fashion, and in the last few years I've liked wearing dresses and skirts way more than pants and jeans and trousers, just because I feel more free, and I feel more when I'm going outside and I'm going somewhere that's not like the dog park or the supermarket or something. I will wear like a dress or a skirt, especially in the summertime. It's nice. I don't really like shorts all that much, but in the past, probably in primary school, I didn't like skirts and stuff. I was described as a tomboy, which that's just my individual interests at the time. I don't know why we have to label it as like strange or out of the ordinary. There's nothing inherent or biological about liking certain fabric constructions. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So this actually, I believe this is from the men's section. So a lot of my probably fashion videos, like lookbooks and outfits of the day, are gonna be a little different maybe. I mean, I go all out. I don't care what others think. I'll wear colored eyebrows and everything. To me, I have fun with it. Yeah, so other than that, I can't really think of a whole lot else that you need to know right now. I will probably do like a bigger about me, like more of a, I guess, random things that might be interesting for you to know, but right now that's the background for this channel. But if I did forget anything, definitely check out the description below. Leave a comment if you have any questions. So yeah, thank you so much for clicking into this, and you will see me in the next one. Ciao!